Elon Musk says the words cis and cisgender, a relatively new PC phrase to refer to people who identify with the gender they were born with, are now considered slurs on Twitter. Musk tweeting the words cis or cisgender are considered slurs on this platform. He made the statement after a user on the platform said he was targeted by trans activists for rejecting the word cis, as he didn't wish to be called it. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has been slammed by some on the left for her views on the trans community, agreeing with Musk. Rowling saying cis is ideological language signifying belief in the unfalsifiable concept of gender identity. You have a perfect right to believe in unprovable essences that may or may not match the sexed body, but the rest of us have a right to disagree and to refuse to adopt your jargon. If I understand what she's saying, which I'm not sure I do, but I think I do, then I think she has a fair point. But I would presume Musk is maybe trolling by calling it a slur. Let's bring back Leland Vittert, host of On Balance here at NewsNation, Batya Ungar-Sargon, opinion editor at Newsweek, and John Fugelsang. He's a comedian and the host of Tell Me Everything on SiriusXM's Progress channel. Leland, what do you make of that? Do you think that is Elon Musk trolling?
I think Elon Musk is still under the delusion that Twitter is real life, and he enjoys being the Lord God of it. And he is proving, right, that exactly what happens when billionaires buy sports teams, when multi-billionaires buy social media platforms, suddenly everything they say is relevant. And we went from a year ago, what Elon Musk said no one would talk about, to now we talk about it every time he says something, which is exactly why he bought Twitter.
But he has the power, John, to literally determine that it's an unacceptable phrase to use on Twitter.
When you look at the amount of racist content and anti-Semitic comment that have exploded on Twitter in the last 6 months, but this is what Elon's going to sacrifice free speech for? Remember when he took over and said it was all going to be about letting people say whatever they want? This will be the final free speech zone. He didn't mean it. It sounded good, and he's proving it now. And
do we actually know he's banning anybody who uses it?
I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he will.
That's not threatening.
We should also remember this man has a transgender child that does not speak to him, that he does not speak to. So there's probably a lot of personal pain there for the family as well.
But it does. But look, there is something about phrases like cisgender, right, which can be viewed as kind of trolling, in the sense that I had to, I have someone asked me recently, when did you learn what the term cisgender meant? I said a few years ago. I'd never heard of it until a few years ago, and I was informed of what it meant, and it took me a second. I'm like, okay, now I understand what you're saying. It's not transgender, it's cisgender, which is the opposite. But there is something about the use of the term, and I think that's J.K. Rowling's point, is that that not everyone should have to use these phrases. Not everyone should have to accept them necessarily. And I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, but it's a little bit ironic because their gripe against the woke left is that it's censorious and calls everything a slur and demands that, you adhere to their language demands. And that's exactly now what J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are doing. Elon Musk is an enormous fraud. He never believed in free speech, just like you said. But worse than this, worse than him simply showing up and now saying he's going to ban the words that he happens to not like in the name of free speech, is his constant kowtowing to the Chinese Communist Party. His entire supply chain for Tesla is in China. And every time they ask him to jump, he says how high. It's praising them in the most obsequious, embarrassing way. And when he went out there and started saying that the coronavirus came from a lab in China, China told him, you better stop talking about that. And he immediately and promptly did. So, I mean, this guy doesn't believe in free speech. He believes in his bottom line. And that's really what's going on here.
And if he hadn't bought Twitter, no one, going back to Leland's point, no one would probably care what he was saying about the Chinese.
I will go one more. I don't think anybody other than journalists who live on Twitter and believe Twitter is real life care either. And in terms of sort of how you look at things in Washington, 65 square miles surrounded by reality, and Twitter isn't real. Twitter, it is very easy to all of a sudden sort of think that all of these conversations are what the rest of America is having. And I'm here to tell you they're not.
Yeah, and it's true, and I almost never do segments about Twitter, right? Almost never. But it's true. Ever since Elon Musk bought it,
Yeah.
it's more interesting to me to do it because Elon
Kind of
Musk.
like a mob restaurant being burned down for the insurance money at this point.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.